What's up, everybody? Thanksgiving is just a few weeks away. I always get a ton of questions around this time of year, so I want to take this episode and dedicate it to answering every question that I've got. I haven't looked at them ahead of time, so I want to do this on the fly and make sure I get you the correct answer. So if it's something that you don't like or didn't quite get clarification on, obviously just hit me up on social. I'll for sure get you back. So here is to getting you a successful Thanksgiving. Let's start off with question one. Comes in from Francis. Lighten up, Francis. All right, he says, sorry. Side dishes, especially something to do with sweet potatoes that isn't overly sweet, no marshmallows. It's funny because I have a recipe that I just put up there that has a marshmallow pecan streusel on top. I totally get it. It can be almost like, am I eating dessert or am I eating a side dish? So I do have a great option on my website. It's for a sweet potato au gratin. And it's just thinly sliced sweet potatoes, a little bit of cream, a little bit of herbs and cheese topped off with breadcrumbs. Nice and savory, a hint of sweet, absolutely delicious. I mean, if not, just make a sweet potato mash. I mean, you don't have to load it up with sugar or anything. There's plenty of natural sugars in sweet potatoes. So you can hit it with a little nutmeg, a little cinnamon. I mean, very, very easy to do, my friend. Okay, Ida. Hi, I'm going to celebrate Thanksgiving with American friends, but I'm Italian, so I'm not sure if the best way to cook the turkey is with the stuffing inside or to cook the stuffing apart. Last year I prepared a stuffing with bread, herbs, and chestnuts. That sounds yummy. I'd like to try some, Ida. Just know that when you cook stuffing inside of a turkey, it takes the turkey way longer to cook. Not way longer, but maybe like an extra 45 minutes to an hour to cook. So I have to think of timing there. I like to do some in the turkey and then some outside. Some people may, I don't know, find it a little non-appetizing that the stuffing is cooked in the turkey cavity and they're gonna eat it. So I do a combination of both. I think that's the best bet. Maybe give that a try. Emily, appetizer ideas. I'm hosting my family for the first time. We have 14 people. I mean, for me, when it comes to appetizer ideas, I'm much more about like simplicity than going overboard. Sure, you could do like mini, thinly sliced steak on a baguette with some fun sauce and garnishes, but man, it just gets really tedious. If you're doing this for the first time, I would suggest going really easy. Think dips, spreads, even those cheese balls are great, hummus. An antipasto platter, anything where you don't have to reload or anything, you don't have to worry about, oh no, I'm out of this. Just keep it simple. Check my appetizers on my website, billyparisi.com. I've got a ton of apps on there, a lot of spreads, a lot of dips. I think you'll be good. Okay, Sean, I'm looking for a festive, non-traditional, yet easy menu for one, including cocktail. Cocktail, I mean, I'm just a stout beer drinker, my friends, and sometimes just scotch or bourbon on the rocks, so I don't know if I can help you out there. But one thing that I used to do back in my previous single life is I would actually roast up Cornish hens. They're super simple, they're super cheap, incredibly delicious, and I would just like glaze it with a combination of butter and honey. Well, it's a little bit traditional because there's a bird involved, like a turkey, but it's non-traditional because obviously it's a Cornish hen. And they're really tender. There's plenty of meat on them for one person. I mean, then, man, the rest of it's up to you. Have fun. Make a twice-baked potato. And if you don't, I mean, dude, if you don't even want to do a bird, man, sear up a beautiful bone-in ribeye or New York strip. I mean, have some fun with it. If you need more clarification, hit me up. Alicia, my mom used to make a sage dressing. One thing I never learned to make, and she is no longer here. Sorry, Alicia. I know she would dry the bread out overnight, cook the giblets with onion and celery, grind the giblets after they're cooked. Then I'm lost on the rest. Okay, so what you would essentially do is make sure the bread is cubed, okay, before drying it out in the overnight. Because what you're trying to do is create that like crusty bread feel. So make sure they're in like nice 1-inch cubes. I would combine that with the cooked giblets with the, looks like you have celery and onion, that's fantastic. Then you want to add in dry sage, dry thyme, chicken stock. Sometimes an egg will help combine that together. Mix all that together with the 1-inch pieces of bread. Bake, season up, salt and pepper, can't forget that. And then bake it in the oven until it becomes, firmer like a stuffing. I mean, that should be it. If you have any more issues, you know where to find me. Brian Tracy, my my good man from my childhood, super close friend. Best use of leftover turkey. I do sandwiches, a lot of sandwiches. Dude, there's nothing like 2 slices of Wonder Bread, lettuce, iceberg lettuce at that, and mayonnaise. But things that I've done in the past, I made a turkey gumbo a couple years ago. It's on my website, super good, a little bit different. Turkey chili is obviously a huge favorite. I mean, there's obviously the classics, turkey pot pie, just turkey noodle soup. I mean, there's really a ton of things you can do with them. I'm down with the sandwiches though, bro. Like, I'm all in for that. Patrick, best temperature to pull out the turkey. Well, most of those turkeys have those red buttons nowadays, so once those pop up, you should be good to go. But any poultry, you're looking at 165 degrees in the leg, okay? That's where that dark meat is, you want it to be cooked. Now, just know that when you pull something out of the oven, we call it carryover cooking. It doesn't automatically stop cooking because you pulled it out of the oven. Usually it will raise a few degrees. Like even on some of my smoked pulled pork and chicken recipe videos, like it goes up. So what I would do is pull the turkey out right at 165, maybe even 160, 161, 162, pull it out, wrap it in foil, let it get up to temperature. You should be good. You also want to let turkey rest for about 30 minutes, let all those juices soak back in. It makes it super flavorful, really moist. All right, Jay, any main dish idea other than turkey or ham? My family wanted some changes here. I totally hear you, Jay. A few years ago, I completely changed it up. I did a prime rib roast. That recipe and videos on my website. And I also, a year after that, I did a roasted beef tenderloin. I know they can be pricey, but oh my gosh, you will never want to eat turkey for Thanksgiving again. Try those, or even a pork crown would be awesome for Thanksgiving. Okay. Jill. What would you do for 2 people? Thanksgiving is always a challenge. We have gone out, but I don't like doing that. Jill, just like I told, what was his name? Sean, man, try those Cornish hens. Do a roasted chicken. Do some steaks. I did pasta one year for Thanksgiving. I mean, I'm 38. I've been eating turkey for 38 years. You know, I get sick of it. So have some fun. Try doing those Cornish hens. They're really, really good. Betty, a good gravy without chicken or turkey parts. I mean, really, the best thing you can do there is take the drippings from the turkey that's roasted in the oven and thicken it with a roux being equal parts weight butter and flour mixed together, cooked a little bit in a pan, and then once you get that turkey, those turkey drippings boiling, add a little bit in there, it'll thicken up nicely. If not, a slurry. That would be 3 tablespoons of cornstarch to 2 tablespoons of water, mix it together. Again, once the turkey drippings are boiling, mix it in there, then season it. Salt, pepper, maybe add some fresh thyme, fresh sage, and always finish all your sauces with a little bit of unsalted butter. You're good. Okay, Missy, I messed up our turkey gravy last year. No idea what I did, but it wasn't good. I don't know what you did either. Was it thick? Was it chunky? Was it flavorless? See what I just said about Betty. Maybe that'll help you. Nadine, what is the best way to brine a turkey breast? So I've got an awesome recipe on my website for smoked brined turkey. Check that out. It is incredible. Apply the same exact technique over to, because I did a whole turkey, to your turkey breast. Obviously, you may not be smoking it, but you can roast it in the oven, okay? I got all the temperatures on there, what temp to roast for how long. Check it out. James Carter, green bean casserole, cheese or no cheese? The green bean casserole on my website, I think maybe has a little bit of Parmesan cheese at the end with some breadcrumbs, but man, you don't need cheese. I mean, there's tons of flavor in there. I use bacon in mine, fresh thyme, pearl onions. I mean, I don't really have a yes or no there. All right, a couple more left. Lindsay, stovetop sides to free up oven space. Lindsay, a great option outside of stovetop is a slow cooker. I mean, think of all the things you can do in a slow cooker. You can cook your ham in there. You could do your stuffing in there. You can do a green bean casserole in there. You can do baked potatoes in there. I would treat that slow cooker like your cooktop. As far as cooktop, I mean, you could do a simple butter glazed green beans. You could do just anything like glazed in butter with salt and pepper or fresh herbs, whether that's, you know, cut up potatoes, sauteed mushrooms as a side dish. I mean, any of those things. Think about anything that could be pan-seared and just finished with butter and salt and pepper. Not that kind of perfect roast or bake that you're looking for, but again, use a slow cooker. Great option. All right, how much time I got left? Am I good? All right, I gotta wrap this thing up. A couple more questions. How to get a flaky pie crust without a soggy bottom? Douglas, flakiest pie crust ever is rendered bacon fat. I just did an apple pie, check it out. Make sure it's nice and thick on the bottom, or else, yes, any of those inside fillings like apple pie, they have a lot of liquid in there and it can sog up that pie, so I hear you. Kathy, favorite dressing recipe. I have a great recipe on my website for cornbread and sausage stuffing. It's amazing. It is gluten-free, but you don't have to make it gluten-free. Just use a regular cornbread recipe. Check it out. You'll love it. Jacqueline, is better to bake your stuffing separate from your turkey. It's fine. Like I said earlier, you can do either way. I like to do a little bit of both and provide both options. Larry Walsh, to smoke or not smoke a turkey? Brine smoked is the only way to go, my man. Angela, is it better to roast the turkey upside down? Yes, if you're doing that method, roast the turkey breast up at about 425 degrees for 25 minutes. Get it nice and brown. Go in there and flip that bad boy over. All the juices, all that goodness will fall down to where all the meat are in the turkey breast. It'll be juicy, moist, tender, absolutely amazing. Learn that in culinary school. Definitely a good thing to do. Cousin, I always reduce cider and baste my turkey with it. Would brining enhance that? Yes. Check out the smoked brine turkey recipe. Can't say it enough. And same thing, dry brine turkey recipe. I don't have a recipe. Hit me up. Let me see if I can get you something. Jeff, is there a better way to prepare a turkey other than brine and spatchcock? Try roasting it. Again, 425 for 30 minutes. Get it brown. Flip it over. Let all the drippings come down. Maybe wrap that top in bacon, bro. That is good. And Steve, my good friend, stuffer spatchcock. Man, depends on how much time you got. To me, spatchcock saves a ton of time. Stuffing takes a little bit extra time. That one's on you. Maybe go for spatchcock smoke this year. I know you love that barbecue. Okay, that was a lot of questions. I'm out of breath. I hope you learned something. Again, if you all have any more questions, drop them in the comments below. Subscribe. If you are looking for some last-minute potato recipes, please check out my roasted garlic mashed potatoes and my au gratin potatoes. They're fantastic. And for a bonus, maybe an apple pie. Check that out. We'll see y'all later.